So this is Ronald Shaw with FTT 122 Week 3's assignment. Today's date is 12/29/2024. And the difference between explosives and propellants, the biggest difference between these two is going to be the speed at which the reaction happens. And after doing some extra reading, they're classified as detonation and deflagration. Explosives are classified as detonations. These happen at supersonic speeds. And propellants are classified as deflagrations. These happen at less than supersonic speeds. In my opinion, I don't know much about chemical makeups and compositions to weigh in on this topic, but from an avid hunter's perspective, I have to say if it's not broke, don't fix it. I have yet to have an issue with the current propellants being used. In all three primers, they're all similar in how they ignite. When the cartridge is fired by either a striker or a firing pin, the momentum of the steel striker or firing pin creates an indentation in the brass cup of the primer. The cup then deforms. The protrusion formed on the inside of the cup then butts up against the anvil, being bottomed out against the inside of the pocket. We'll have no room to move. The crater in the cup moves into the anvil. It starts to crush the primary compound. That's a shock-sensitive primary explosive. The reaction creates a flame in the form of a molten metal. This reaction will also produce enough gas to pressurize the case. The flame and sparks are then forced through the flash holes in the propellant. The pressures created are substantially enough to push the primer cup from the pocket till it contacts the breech, bolt, or slide face. Boxer primers consist of a cup, pyramid-shaped anvil, priming compound, and a foil cover. Most common primer types, these are the most common primer types in the United States. They come in 5 sizes ranging within small pistol and rifle, large pistol and rifle, the 50 cal BMG, Magnum, and bench rests. Bird-in primers consist of a cup, priming compound, and foil cover. This primer is mainly used in Europe, Asia, and most of the rest of the world. Comes in several sizes, but mostly comes in small pistol and rifle, large pistol and rifle. The third one, battery cup primer, consists of a small cup inside a large cup that has a lip around the mouth and has its own flash hole. This anvil is flat and has 2 legs that butt up against the inside of the outer cup. The priming compound and foil are on the inside cup, mainly used on shell shot and muzzle loaders. Now, for my drawings, if you can see, I guess it should have been a little bit bigger. The top one being the boxer primer. You can see the single flash hole, the primer pocket. Then over here on the cap, you can see the anvil and the priming compound. Moving down with the Burden primer, it's going to be a very similar setup. You can see the primer pocket, the 2 flash holes, the anvil, and then moving over to the cup, you can see the priming compound, and then moving down to the battery cup, you can see the anvil, you can see the 2 inner and outer cups, the primer cup, and where the priming compound sits. References used for this was the Introduction to Ammunition and Ballistics by the SDI Institute, Chapters 5 and Chapter 6. I also got some of my information from www.hi-luxoptics.com. The article was The Primer, wrote by Scott D. on September 27th, 2023. And another website that I used was www.forensicdigest.com. The article was Type of Primers, and looking through that article, I could not find a date or author.